Flexibility and Innovation project is funded by the Learning and Skills Improvement Service. It's a sector-led consultative approach to developing contextualised functional skills e-learning materials. It's exciting for three reasons. It gives providers of London the opportunity to shape the project outcomes. And of course it's centred around functional skills and offers providers the opportunity to get involved, learn from experts, share their functional skills experience, ideas and resources. We also hope that the innovative resources that will be created will provide a supportive, effective and efficient tool that will also help with cost-effective delivery of functional skills. So this project is going to adopt a collaborative approach to the development of functional skills learning materials, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. It's going to develop contextualised, sector-based English and Maths Level 1 scenario-based e-learning materials for business admin with a little bit of customer service and health and social care. I must point out though that actually the project aims, although set as part of the project objectives, there is some flexibility from the point of view of levels. So it may well be that the level 1 may change to level 2, particularly in English. We're going to make a suite of free contextualised and editable e-learning materials available to apprenticeship providers. So we're hoping that these resources are going to be a very useful addition to the functional skills toolkit. So getting on now to the consultation process, we're initially going to put together two groups of, focus groups for consultation. They're going to be in the area of health and social care, business admin and customer service. So we're hoping that providers are going to come forwards with what has worked well from their delivery of key skills, and also of course bring any functional skills experience to the table, and very importantly for us, their occupational experience. Draft materials are going to be developed, and these materials will come back to the consultation group and the sector for testing. That feedback that we receive from those consultation groups is really important, and that will inform any changes that are made. We will then start the process again with the second lot of resources. So it's important to say that these resources will add to the functional skills toolbox for apprenticeship providers. They are not intended to be used as the sole tool which prepares a learner fully for assessment. Of course, the resources need to be learner-centred and meet the learner needs. We also hope that they're going to help support assessors and trainers in supporting their learners with active or holistic learning approaches to functional skills. They need to be realistic. We want to ensure that they're work-based tasks and that they relate to the learner and their situation as far as possible. Holistic and practical, each scenario will cover various functional skill requirements and will be practical in context. Of course, it goes without saying that the resources need to be fit for purpose. With regard to apprenticeships, they need to meet the requirements for apprenticeship frameworks at level 2, which is why we need to ensure that the levels are correct, and it may well be for business admin that English needs to be at level 2. And the resources can be used to support learners in the workplace, of course, very important when we're talking about apprenticeships. They need to follow good practice instructional design concepts, so the learning materials need to meet the defined learning objectives. We want to make them editable so that providers are able to recontextualise the resources, perhaps using other scenarios or editing aspects of the resources they feel need some change to meet their learning requirements. Accessible. Web-based resources really need to make sure that we need to make sure that they are accessible to all learners in whatever situation, and of course meet legal requirements. But also they need to be accessible from the point of view that they need to be in a format that people can access them. So we're intending these resources will be uploaded to a VLE or run off a CD or memory stick, depending on what your own environment is. They need to be occupationally accurate. Scenarios will need to be realistic to learners in their particular occupational areas, which is why we particularly need your occupational expertise. And of course, lastly, but probably most importantly, they need to meet the standards of the awarding bodies. So this project needs you. We need your functional skills knowledge, good practice in key skills, occupational expertise and ideas and resources that you have found effective in the past. In return, you will be supported and with functional skills development from experts, e-learning development knowledge I'm sure will be increased, and of course there'll be plenty of opportunity for collaboration and networking.